Hey guys, I am super impressed with how well our wildflower plant is doing in our pot. So I was thinking we should try and plant one out in the wild to see how it grows differently. So I have brought up a website here with instructions for how to plant wildflower seeds in the wild. And it says that we can do it in 6 simple steps. Do you think you can handle 6 steps? I think I can handle 6 steps. So let's get this party started. The first step is to identify the planting time, which that's news to me because I thought we could just plant them whenever we wanted. So let's go and find out when the correct time to plant wildflowers is. It says, okay, first we need to identify whether we live in a warm climate or a cold climate. Okay, so I guess there's like part 1 of step 1, but that's fine. We can handle that. It says, okay, according to the map here, we live in a cold climate, so that's fine. Okay, so in the cold climate, we need to identify the last spring frost date chart. Okay, so we've got step 1, part 2. It's okay, we're still tracking. Okay, so here it says there's a couple different kinds of frost. There's light frost, killing frost, hard frost, and freeze. And 3 of those names actually are the same kind of frost. Okay, so step 1, part 3 is to identify which kind of frost we don't want. And it seems that light frost is okay, killing frost is bad. Okay, so killing frost ends at different times depending on where you live. Okay, cool. So they've got this handy list here. So step 4, we need to find our city on this list. Step 1, part 4. Okay, I don't see our city. Oh, but I do see Seattle and Portland. Okay, so we're just going to go with the city closest to us. So Seattle says we can plant them in April, and Portland says February. So those are 2 completely different times. So do we just add them together and then divide? Oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. I don't know when to plant my seeds. I thought I could just go out and plant them in the ground. Do you ever get overwhelmed when there's too many steps to something that you thought was going to be a simple process? In the Bible, in the book of Colossians, Paul talks about just that. The people of the Bible had learned that God loved them, but they were afraid they wouldn't be able to love him back well. So they started creating all these rules about what it looked like to love God correctly. And then they started getting overwhelmed and discouraged, just like I'm feeling about trying to plant these wildflower seeds. So Paul writes to them and he says, don't worry, calm down. Our love for each other and our connection to one another and God will grow as God causes it to grow. Just like all the plants of the forest, they're not worried about what season they're in or whether or not there's enough water or sun or frost. They just grow because they know that God's going to help them to grow. And we can have that same confidence knowing that God loves us and that he trusts that we're loving him back the best that we can. We don't need to worry about putting extra rules or steps in place. Just let it grow organically, just like a wildflower would grow all by itself.